You probably think Scotland looks something like this, which is fair enough because most of it does. However, in late December, I set off from the east coast to the west coast of Scotland to find a place that shows a different side to Scotland than mountains like this. This is Victoria Falls. No, not that one. This one is by the shores of Loch Maree in Scotland. And the interesting thing about Victoria Falls is that it holds clues to the existence of Scotland's secret rainforest. Look at those luscious ferns down there. Goodness me, those ferns are very green. They look almost too green to be in Scotland, but they are. And that's because this is the remnants of the rainforest. I don't know why I'm speaking like that, I'm sorry. And if you just take a look over here, there's grasses, there's lichen, there's ferns, there's moss, all the things that are quite common in temperate rainforests. I'm no expert on this, and it usually looks better in the summer, but still quite extraordinary. This is genuinely one of the best places I've ever been to. I mean, look at that. And look down there. But Victoria Falls is not the only place home to secret rainforests. Eilean Ruaidhrí Mór, one of the many Loch Maree islands, is absolutely covered in trees left over from the rainforest, as are its neighbours. At one point, the entire west coast of Scotland was covered in temperate rainforests, as was the Appalachians, which it once bordered. However, slowly, the rainforest began to disappear. Throughout the Highland clearances, as the people who cared about this forest for many centuries, writing great tales of folklore that was recorded by the Romans and Greeks, as they were expelled to make way for sheep, the trees were also chopped down to make way for sheep. And so the forest began to retreat. And then a new threat came along. The Victorians. The Victorians decided that ferns were about the coolest thing on the planet. And so they found all the rainforest locations in Britain and plundered them of their ferns. Now, every fern, the species of fern, proved a vital one in the ecosystem. Without the fern, the rest of the ecosystem couldn't survive, and it died out. And then the timber industry came along, and so native trees, such as the ones in the forests, were replaced with non-native trees like the American Sitka spruce, which is now the most common tree in Scotland. And so now the rainforest only survives in certain glens and, of course, out on the Loch Maree Islands. But in recent years, there has been a campaign to keep Scotland's rainforests and perhaps expand them, not quite to their previous extent, but at least enough to show future generations that there is possibility for life in the barren hills of the Highlands. Right, that was my expedition to the Loch Maree Islands and Scotland's secret rainforest. See you in the next video. Goodbye.